listening to Arthie Moore, the visionary entrepreneur. Last season, in season 3, I spoke about the compassionate leader of influence. And I decided that for this year, this most beautiful, exquisite, gorgeous year, I want to talk into the visionary entrepreneur. Because for this year, what we need is vision. We need to be able to take on this year understanding what direction we're heading in, what is our GPS, and who are we going to impact and take on this ride, on this journey, on this incredible road trip that we're on. Remember last year, we had a vehicle, we had direction, but somewhere along the line, our vehicles were removed from us. And all of the stations were shut down, and all of the sales places were shut down, so you could not even get a new vehicle. And if you use that as an analogy, it shows that choice was removed. And for some of us, we coped. For some of us, we succeeded. For many, they were overwhelmed and they could not. They could not fathom the changes and they could not understand why. And I'm saying, it's done. There's more to come, but it's done. We understand what is happening right now on different levels. We realize that our world is being impacted differently. So as an entrepreneur, what are you going to do to step up? And that's going to be my call to action. As the visionary entrepreneur, where are you setting your GPS? What direction? What is your destination? Because the ultimate destination should be in line with the vision board that has been recreated to suit your current environment, not wishful thinking anymore. It's all about understanding the depth of what is important, and that is the human experience. And when I'm talking into the human experience, the visionary entrepreneur is somebody that will always challenge everything around them. A visionary entrepreneur is never complacent. And so we look at all of these different areas and environments and we realize that we need to be more. We need to do more. We need to grow more. So what are you doing differently? How are you going to step up? And so as I talk into that, I think it would make sense for me to actually share with you some of the topics that I've put together for our upcoming season. And for my next show, I'm going to be talking about the creative entrepreneur. Talking about the next one. I'm talking about the visionary entrepreneur. I'm talking about loyalty is not exclusive. I'm talking about the inclusive entrepreneurial mindset is not exclusive. A global entrepreneur encourages diversity and inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen unite, addressing the balance of gender roles in business. And I feel that these are all important topics that we need to address. This last year has shown us that we need to step up in very different ways. All of the things that we've been hiding away from, shying away from, that we did not want to address, it's now more important now than ever, more than ever, that we have to. Things like this, addressing the roles of gender in the business. I'm talking about how men and women can collaborate for each other's success. That is the only way both sides will grow. I'm talking about balance. One of my next shows, I'll talk about conflict resolution techniques as a gift to your workforce. Now, conflict is something that people they're afraid to embrace. And I'm saying conflict is something that you can embrace. Not many people want to have it. Not many people deserve it, but many people do not know how to handle it. And I think that's an imperative topic to talk into. So when I look at it, the next one, I'm talking about success mindset that all entrepreneurs need. Next season, within my next show, I talk about the voice of a visionary in leading innovation. Now, I've been dealing in the manufacturing industry and delving into it because I needed to understand it for some of my clients and for strategic planning that I've been doing with a group of incredible entrepreneurs, CEOs, and people who run in the field or industry of manufacturing. And I realized innovation is something that is a keyword or a buzzword that everybody talks about, but very few people tell you what to do, how to innovate, and how you've got to be creative and what can be done in that way. So I thought that's one of the topics I'd love to talk into and delve into. The next topic I was going to talk into was the servant entrepreneur. Now, I realize that to be of service and to serve is something that is an imperative, not a nice to have. But there's a difference between being of service and serving people and becoming the doormat to everybody. So the servant leader is somebody who encourages, stretches, and develops their people. Now, I find that is an important one to understand as well. And the topic after that, the show after that, I talk about celebrating our humanity, because that is a program that I've been developing over the last 24 years with a partner who passed away recently, but it was one of our visions that we will help people to celebrate the humanness, their humanity, to show people to respect each other in the way they wish to be respected, because that in itself is key. And our next one and our final episode from these 13 shows will be the summary of the brilliant mindset of an entrepreneur, where I will encompass all of these various topics and bring to you a succinct, very simple summary overview of everything that we'll talk about in the season. And what's incredible is that I'm looking forward to your questions. I'm looking forward to your guidance and your support and saying to me, I want to know more. What can I do differently? And so when I look at the show today, I want to help you, to show you and guide you how we need to discover potential and grow it, because potential and growth is no longer nice to have. It is like breathing. The demand for soft skills as well as technical skills are in high demand. And with many corporations seeking solutions, now is our time to shine as entrepreneurs. Now more than ever, we will need to work out how to retain talent, develop skills online, and work out how to nurture emotional connection. So when we look at that, we realize that there are so many areas we need to delve into and be aware of. And that is why it is important to me to talk more into all of these different areas. I mean, when I talk about the compassionate entrepreneur of influence, I'm talking about enticing a year of possibilities. That is what I'm talking about today. And when I speak into my topic next week, which is the creative entrepreneur, I want to see how we can challenge mindsets for a successful year ahead. And on my third show, when we talk about the visionary entrepreneur, now that is what I've named my show for this season, and that is the visionary entrepreneur. And the reason being is that I believe that roles need clarity, but the clarity comes from your vision, and the clarity of your vision plays a massive role on your success as an entrepreneur, on the quality of the people that you have in your work environment, the retention of talent, also the ability for you to provide a niche offering to the people that you interact with. Now, all of this is really impressive. But then we come to the point where we realize that, there are some areas that owners and business owners and entrepreneurs have fears in. They have a fear, a very real fear this year of not having an income, having to make ends meet. They're trying to work out, how do we get through this year? Now, while we're talking about how do we get through this year, I will challenge you to look for solutions of how will we end this year successfully. What kind of lifestyle will we have? What will we do, be, and create? What kind of significant legacy are we going to have as we grow forward through this year? Not go forward, grow forward in this year. And so I believe that is an imperative, because as owners, we question all of these. You see, the owner perspective is very intriguing. It's very different to somebody who's in a salaried job, somebody who's in a business environment or corporate industry. It's a thinking where entrepreneurs think out of the box and they step up for everybody else. And I'm saying that a lot of them are asking, where do we begin in this new year? Especially knowing that people have to adjust to COVID-related rules and regulations that affect many businesses. They're asking, what does vision have to do with being an entrepreneur? And I say everything. Has everything. If you have no vision, what have you created? If you have no vision, who are you offering your product or service to? What is your end goal? What is the result? What is your return on income? What is the lifestyle you'll have? What significance do you want to leave behind? What is the legacy that you chase? All of these are imperative to understand, and that's all part of the process. And so when I look at when I look at all of the challenges that come with being an owner, a lot of them ask me, how do I create and challenge mindsets to flow with an abundance versus scarcity mindset? And I'm seeing that come up a lot. And I'm going to talk a lot more into that because I believe an abundance mentality is an imperative. I believe that a scarcity mentality will be based on our fears, on all of the negative stories we're hearing, on the negative news, on the negativity of the rules and regulations that's holding us back, on the things that businesses have to adjust to, on everything that people need to do that they've never done before in order to get work in business in ways that it's scaring them, and it's a reality. Some of the other areas that owners or business owners ask me is, how do I grow my business whilst effectively training, retaining, and empowering my talented people? And with everything being online, it is very easy to lose your people. It is very easy to lose talent. People are finding it very easy to actually leave jobs that they don't feel fulfilled in. But think about it this way. As the emotional human experience, how many people will feel nurtured, respected, given acknowledgement if everything is being done online, and very few people who are physically doing work are carrying the burden of not having a support structure in place? So there are systems that need to be aligned. And there are so many things that we need to delve into, but I can see that it is time for us to take a quick break. I'll catch you guys back again.